Cue the drum roll, thoroughbreds. It's all been leading up to this moment, and now that it's here, I don't know if I can stand it! The contestants have wined and dined and smoothed their way to the top, and now we're about to find out who's taking home that 10-carat gold diamond-encrusted Person to Watch award. Here's the link to the T's official betting pool, and reminder that this is your last chance to pick your horse. I've got a few, though, riding on Blair Hughes myself. Though, if there was a separate pool for best dressed, that money would already be in the bag. Did y'all see Blair's suit? Poppy could never. And that hair-serving heyday of Hollywood, Greta Garbo glamour is just icing on the decadent red velvet cake. That being said, it's anyone's game. The elbows have been rubbed, the performances have been performed, and the votes are being tallied. The only question left is who will wear that crown, and more importantly, can they keep the weight of it from snapping their pretty little neck? Kisses. The T. Hope you all are having a wonderful day. Make sure to stay until the end of the video, or at least check that out. Peace. Chapter 16. Watch your back. That's right, contestants, to the stage. We're just about ready to make our announcement. You click your heels against the wooden stage, impatiently as the other contestants take their time making it back into the spotlight. Once everyone is gathered, Thomas appears wheeling a cart with the award itself as big as your head and nestled on a plush red velvet cushion. Gimme, 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 gimme. After that performance, a trophy is as good as mine. Don't hold your breath, wannabe. But you do hold your breath. How could you not with the announcement just seconds away? Thomas turns to the antsy crowd, microphone in hand. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. But before we announce the winner, move it along, Styles. I'll be asking each one of you one final question, and this will be our gracious audience's last chance to vote. Glance over and see Veronica roll her eyes, keeping her pageant smile plastered to her face. Poppy slips past the rest of you and saunters up to Thomas. I'm ready whenever you are. I guess we're starting with our reigning champion. Let's start with an easy one for everyone's favorite, Queen Bee. What is the school's motto? Ipsa scientia deviat est. Translate to in English, and what does it mean to you? That's the easy question? No one would judge you for passing, Bobby. No need. I have an answer, of course. Just let me think about the best way to phrase this. After Poppy struggles to an answer to limited applause, Thomas runs to the rest of the candidates with questions ranging from cakewalk to find the square root of X. Oh boy. Veronica, what's your views on herd mentality and the dangers of immense social media platform with no stance on social justice issues? It's bad, probably, or like, maybe it's good. Oh. This is cringe. Chloe, if you could please tell us the geographical history of Belvoire's campus, including the hidden significance of its longitude and latitude. Oh, it's easy. New York, secret behind the longitude and latitude is that their numbers, but also a place. Oh god. Carter, please tell the audience, what's your favorite spot to hang out on campus? Oh, the quad by the fountain. Is this a trap? You have to tell me if this is a trap. And last but certainly not least, first time in nominee, Belvoire's own Zero to Hero, Blair Hughes. Woo! Go Blair, you got this! You paste on a smile and try to ignore the faces in the crowd as Thomas steps up to you. I'm ready. Hit me with your best shot. For the alums who haven't witnessed your epic rise to the top this year, tell us, Blair, who are you? Thomas threw you an easy question. Hashtag squad goals, thank God. Thomas gives you a wink and a knowing smile compared to Chloe's question on the geographical history of Belvoire's campus. This is as easy as Trixie. Well, I'm a complicated woman, Thomas, but I guess if we had to boil it down, the number one thing you need to know about me is I'm a girl who shook up the school. Since day one, I've been challenging the status quo here at Belvoire, much to the displeasure of some students. But I personally think that this school is on the verge of a real change, and for that to happen, I need your votes. I came, I saw, and I'm about to conquer. Very well put, Blair. And not to show my bias, but with an answer like that, I think I'd be ashamed for anyone not to vote for you. Even saying that is a definition of showing bias. Styles. Dean Steinhelm returns to the stage and whispers something to Thomas, who hands her the microphone. What the hell is up with this music? I'm just saying. I am pleased to announce, thank God, the votes are in. We are officially ready to present our winner for Belvoire's most prestigious award. She sweeps her hand toward Thomas, who's hefting a heavy award in his hand. It sparkles in the light, and you press your lips together to keep from drooling. Ooh, come on, y'all. Chant with me. Carter, Carter, Carter. Why is no one chanting? Finally. You haven't won yet, troll. Someone hands the dean a sleek golden envelope, then she opens it with a fingernail. Is time moving slower? Is the woman really taking her sweet ass time? It's also adrenaline. This may be the closest competition we've had in years. The winner is by an incredibly slim margin. You feel like you're about to pass out. Every one of the contestants look on the verge of fainting except for Poppy, who has the practiced smile of someone who's done this a million times before. You lock eyes with Ian in the crowd. He gives you a warm smile that untangles all the knots in your stomach, and then he mouths to you, "You are a star." As Dean Steinhelm opens her mouth to announce the winner, Poppy takes a preemptive step forward with a stunning smile. Miss Blair Hughes. Ah, yes, I knew it. Better thank the little people. You're officially top. Time seems to move in slow motion as you watch Poppy's face fall, her hand, which was previously reaching towards her award, frozen in place. You watch Giddy as a red blush of fury blossoms across her chest all the way up to her face. What? There's gotta be a mistake. Mistake. It's no mistake. You lost fair and square. As much as I want to say the other thing, we all fought a good fight, and it didn't turn out to be in your favor this time. Accept it and move on, Poppy. Yeah, fat chance of that. As you step forward to accept your award, Poppy surges forward and snatches it and the microphone out of the dean's hands. Poppy, what are you doing? Don't make a scene, dear. No, this is wrong. This is someone's idea of a sick joke. Because if it is, I will find out who's behind this, and who you love most, and throw them off a bridge. She said that to me once when I was running late with her white peach matcha probiotic smoothie. Don't worry, babe. She can't hurt you anymore. The crowd starts to murmur and fidget uncomfortably. The dean takes a step forward towards Poppy, but she twists out of her reach and stalks across the stage like a prowling lion. This is what happens when you're caught. This right here, the rage, the salt. I can see you all whispering, I know what you're thinking. Oh, look at this, Poppy Menzaclear's finally lost her mind. Well, maybe, but it's your fault, all of you. You do know how hard it is to carry an entire school on your back for 3 years? If it weren't for me, none of you sheep would be functioning. You wouldn't know what to wear or how to think. I gave you that. She squints through the haze of stage lights into the crowd and starts calling people out by name. Michael, you would probably be on some FBI watch list. Trixie, you didn't even know how to put a condom on the right way, you gigantic skank. Yikes.ouchjohn.jpg. Okay, this is going a teensy far. Poppy whirls around, tangling the mic cord around her legs and ripping her dress a little as she kicks it off. Carter, you're basically poor. Veronica, I taught you how to use a beauty blender. And Chloe, you half-baked, idiotic... Poppy, you're doing amazing, sweetie. No, really, don't stop. Veronica, please tell me you're getting this on camera. Poppy wheels towards you, chest heaving, face completely red, hair sticking to her face with sweat. And you... Oh, ruh-roh, Raggy. I can't. This is all because of you! She throws down the mic and the award as she lunges for you. Someone call the police? You should have 5 minutes ago. Screw that. Somebody call a waiter over with a bowl of popcorn and a glass of champagne. You duck out of the way just in time and snatch up the forgotten microphone. Actually, Poppy, this is all because of you. You've been nothing but mean and nasty to everyone for years, and honestly, I should thank you for that. If it weren't for you, I would have never been able to bring you down and take your throne. This isn't over! Look around, Poppy. Look at all the damage you've caused. If there was anyone who didn't despise you before, they definitely do now. You have no power here. Poppy glances around the room, her face going pale, as she seems to remember that you're surrounded by hundreds of people. Belvoire students, alums whisper to each other. Poppy's parents sit in the front row, trying to shrink themselves in their seats. And it's sad, because I think somewhere deep beneath this jagged, radioactive exterior, there's a good person hidden away. And this is coming from someone who should hate you after everything that you've done to me for this year. But for some reason, I just can't. I feel bad for you, Poppy. All of your tantrums and shows of power just seem like cries for help for me. Losing this award is the first step for you to learn some humility. You don't run things anymore. You should get comfortable with that. Poppy's nostrils flare. She's calmed down just enough to realize that you're right about one thing. Her reputation at Belvoire is ruined. So do us all a favor and just shut up for once. There's literally nothing you could say that could make this any better for you after that truly impressive meltdown you just had. You give her the most pitying look you can muster, which is hard because your eyes are positively shining with glee. You take the last shred of dignity you have, walk out of here before you do any more damage to your image. Please, this little stun is nothing. I'll be back on top before you know it. That's a big load of bull, and you know it. Though you probably can't help it. It seems like lying just runs in your family. What does that even mean? It means... sometimes... if you learned anything from me from the past couple days on that video... you try not to be the devil face all the time, and you don't reveal all of the truth. You hold back 90% of it. That you get it from somewhere, and it means you're insanely lucky that I know how to keep my mouth shut about certain things. Poppy's eyes you suspiciously, but she doesn't press the issue, probably out of fear that you know something you shouldn't, which is smart, because you do. Whatever. If these troglodytes think you're make a better queen than me, then they can have you. They'll find out soon enough that you're just as much a monster as I am. I don't need these people. I don't need the school. I can do whatever I want, go wherever I want. I'm Poppy Min Sinclair. You glare at her as she bares her teeth at you, and you realize she's right. With the Sinclair name, she could write her own ticket anywhere in the world. You realize now that she can't be killed. Not really. Or maybe your ammo just hasn't been strong enough. What you need is a silver-coated bullet. You think back to the locked box in a room, the secrets you found within. Poppy Min Sinclair? Yep, you sure are. And if you're happy with being someone whose only redeeming quality is her father's last name, then more power to you. Just remember, you have a whole year before graduation. You've lost your best friend, your closest allies, your boyfriend. Everyone knows that you're a fraud, and you might be able to leave Belvoire, but no one here will forget what a coward you really are. She gazes around the room again at the disappointment on her parents' face. Chloe and Veronica, who avoid her gaze, no longer running to her rescue. And slowly, all of Belvoire students in the room start to boo. Get off the stage, Poppy. You're ruining the ceremony. For a second, you think she's about to try and attack you again, but instead she just leans in close and hisses through her clenched teeth. I will ruin you. I'd like to see you try. She gives you one last glare before turning on her heel and dashing off the stage. Thomas takes the microphone from your hand, his eyes wide. Well, that was the most explosive winner announcement we've had, and certainly as long as I can remember. But let's not forget why we're here, folks. He scoops up the Fallen Person to Watch award, lying forgotten on the floor of the stage, and shoves it into your arms. Let's hear a round of applause for this year's HBIC, Person to Watch, Blair Hughes. You beam out across the crowd, feeling pretty self-satisfied in the destruction of Poppy, Minz, and Claire, when your gaze lands on something that makes your stomach churn. You lock eyes with Ian, standing at the back of the room, and the disappointment on his face makes your heart drop. He shakes his head before slipping out the door. I'm almost hesitant to give you the mic back, Blair, but is there anything else you'd like to add? I have to go. Thomas just throws his hands up as you hop off the stage and weave through the ballroom to the exit. And this is why we can't have the nice things, people. Whatever. Everyone dance or get a drink. I don't care anymore. It's because people like to live off of drama. You run out of the ballroom into the cool night air and start looking for Ian. You're not having any luck, but as you round the fountain, you run right into... You again. Haven't you done enough? Don't worry, I'm not looking for you. I already made you cry, which I didn't know vampire bats were capable of, by the way. Poppy adjusts the torn skirts of her dress. Despite being a complete mess with her red-rimmed eyes and running mascara, she still manages to put on a smarmy grin. I guess that means you're looking for Professor Kingsley, and don't pretend you're not. We're way past that now. Fine, maybe I am. Did you see which way he went? I may have, but I'm not telling. Besides, I'm not sure he's interested in talking. You acted like a real, well, me back there. I'm sorry, but we in no way in hell did. Nice try, though. But what do you care? The year's over, and you were just using him for an academic standing, right? No! Neither of these answers is correct either. At first, I'll admit, I saw the benefit to having him on my side. But when Ian and I have... I don't even know why I'm telling you this. You tried to have him fired. That's like a zillion times worse. Please, I was trying to destroy you. It was just collateral damage. That's hardly worse than toying with the man's heart. I wasn't toying, just lightly plucking, and at least I never resorted to blackmail. Okay, well, maybe once. Okay, so twice. Don't try to act all high and mighty, Blair. You've officially sunk into my level. How does it feel? Honestly, I feel... like Belvoire is finally safe. I finally freed the entire institution from the scourge of your reign. I feel like goddamn Batman. Poppy lets out a shriek that pierces the night and grabs you by the shoulder, shoving you backwards into the fountain. You cough up a mouthful of grotty fountain water as you stagger back to your feet, dripping wet and trembling and about to kill him. You know, I don't say this often, but thank you, Blair. That was extremely cathartic. Your blood boils as you take in the smug look on her face. The accusations she just hurled and everything she's done to you over the last year. Pull Poppy into the fountain for a cat fight you couldn't have on stage. This is your last chance to get Poppy one-on-one and show her a Farmsville girls throw down. Also, a rage fest like this could be cathartic in more ways than one. Fine. You say I sunk to your level? Time to get on mine. You throw your arms around her waist and pull her down in the fountain with you. She shrieks and flails as she wrestles away from you in the water. You grrr! Looks like she's done with the battle of wits. She lunges at you and rakes her nails across your face. Slap. Pull. Splash. I'm a slap. Slap some sense into her. I mean, if there's one thing she has coming, it's a bitch slap! Nice manicure. Want to see mine up close? You wiggle your nails, then backhand her with a smack. Blair Hughes, you're the worst thing that's ever happened in the school. Oh, do you know how to make a girl feel special? And the feeling is mutual. She goes for a slap and you grab her wrist before it can connect, twisting her arm behind her back. She hisses over her shoulder in your ear. Ruin my life, humiliate me, whatever, but nothing will change the fact that you're just some tumbleweed who drifted into greatness, and I will always be better than you. She breaks free and spits in your face. Gross. Oh, Poppy. Why didn't you cry to Chloe about it? Oh, wait, I think you burned that bridge. Even Chloe's smart enough to see that you never cared about her, and she doesn't deserve to be your stepping stone to power any longer. You really have no idea when you've gone too far, do you? She shoves you hard, but you catch your shoulders and shove back. The two of you tussle back and forth for control, water splashing up around your ankles. Have you met yourself? Do you want a laundry list of everything you've done to me this year? Please, as if you haven't taken every chance you've gotten to destroy me. Obviously not, or I would have exposed you for being a fake Sinclair. If I'd wanted to really destroy you, I would have told the world about your dear old dad. Please, there's no way you have dirt on my family. All the Sinclairs are locked up. Secrets are locked up tight. I was talking about Piers, Poppy dearest. You watch the moment she understands and the color drains from her face. How the hell do you know that? I could still use it against you, you know. Poppy just howls with rage and fully tackles you back into the disgusting standing water. Struggles to land, slaps and scratches as you try to keep her at bay. Okay, the OJ Queen Bee has lost him. Not the face. Didn't she just literally drag nails across her face a minute ago? You think you're top of the food chain, but you're just an off-brand, washed-up version of me. Your so-called reign won't last, and I can't wait to see your kingdom burn when you realize you're nothing compared to me. Nothing! Big talk for someone who's about to lose this fight to the same girl that took everything else from her. You slap her hand away as she goes for another raking scratch across your face and knee her in the stomach. You struggle up to your knees, your cape and jumpsuit soaked through and heavy, and pull Poppy into a chokehold. Yeah, well, I'm a New Yorker. Don't count me out! Oh, God. She struggles against your grip and reaches up to yank at your hair. You let out a yelp, and your grip goes just slack enough for her to wiggle out. She grabs your shoulders and fingers inching towards your throat as you grip her wrists. You're both breathing hard with effort, and there's only one thing left to do. Kiss her? Sweet Jesus, no. Hit her with my award. Reach over to the side of the fountain, grab the forgotten trophy, and swing it right at the back of Poppy's head. She stumbles back, water splashing in her wake as she clutches the spot of her scalp, where you know that's gonna be a bump tomorrow. Are you insane? That thing is a solid mahogany! Just give up and this fight can be over. As I told many people who watch LMN, you continue to bashing the head in. Not a chance in hell. Oh, God, she just won't stop. With a high-pitched battle cry, Poppy dashes forward, kicking up waves in her way. She throws her shoulder in your stomach and knocks the wind out of you. She winds her arm back to slap you across the face, but you catch her wrist. This is not a fight you can win, city girl. You get your arms all the way around her, pinning her arms down as she tries fruitlessly to escape your grip. You hog-wrestling, throne-stealing, life-ruining harpy! She kicks at your legs as you both kneel in the water, and then fails. She literally bites down on your shoulder. You soul-sucking, selfish, deluded vampire. Hey, do not insult vampires. I'm tired of this shit. You squeeze her tighter, crushing her ribs until she groans. She wriggles free, kicking you away until you're both sitting across from each other, fountain water up to your waist. This is the worst fight I've ever seen in my entire life, and I've seen Logan Paul versus Etika. Or not Etika, but KSI. And then, for some reason, you both start laughing. You let Poppy go, slump back into the fountain, heaving for breath, laughing until your throat's sore. What are you even doing? We're both baddies who don't back down. I can't say I'm surprised. Really, you expected this. As laughter starts to subside, you both eye each other, half suspicious and half amused. The only thing I don't utterly despise about you is that you can keep me on my toes. Honestly, I think we had a lot of more fun being enemies than we ever could have had being friends. You and Poppy threw down at the award ceremony. Who knew you had it in you? You're welcome. Poppy! Piers and Anna have emerged from the ballroom, and you're standing a few feet away, looking absolutely horrified by the scene. Oh, Mom, Daddy, I was just telling Blair that I think you've done quite enough talking for one evening, don't you? And we have plenty more to talk about once we get home. Poppy averts her eyes, and you almost feel bad for her. Then you catch sight of Anna and Piers looking you over like a parasitic fungus, and you know what? Nah, screw 'em all. Now quit playing around and come along. I'll be lucky if I can ever show my face at another Belvoire function again. I wasn't playing, Blair. Now. Poppy stands up with difficulty, the tulle of her gown skirts absolutely as absorbent as a sponge, and climbs very ungracefully out of the fountain. She turns back to you. Well, good night, Blair. Thanks a lot. I hope you die, or go missing over the summer. Poppy! Poppy flinches and gives you one last cold glare, then swivels on her heel and takes off after them. You hear snatches of their conversation as they walk away. Never been so embarrassed in my life. If the partners at the studio hear about this. Absolutely disgraceful. You know better than this. I don't know what I could have been possibly going through your mind and the amount it's going to cost to get the smell of algae out of the rolls after this car ride. Oof. That is gonna be one awkward summer. You sloth as much water off as you can and then jump as you feel a hand on your shoulder. Blair. Ian, I've been looking for you. Shh. Not here. He helps you out of the fountain and then glances around before walking off down a path away from the front of the venue. Once you're safely back in his office, Ian turns to face you. He leans against his desk with his arms folded, tapping a finger against his bicep. A million emotions flash across his face. He still looks disappointed, angry, and a little hurt. Look, about what happened on the stage back there, there's some things you don't understand. I overheard you talking to Miss Mint Sinclair just now. Gulp. How much did you hear exactly? Enough to know why you've been acting so strangely. I suppose I should thank you for trying to save my job. Okay, please know that I wasn't trying to hurt you. Avoiding you, pushing you away, it's not what I wanted. It's just, I couldn't let Poppy win. Yes, I think you've made that very clear with your actions this evening, but I need you to hear me out. You owe me that much. Yeah, you're right. Alright, let's do this. Ian runs a hand through his hair and blows air through his lips. I understand you thought you were protecting me, but I wish you would have told me what was going on. You're not the only one to blame for this mess we've gotten ourselves into, you know. You pace the room, chewing on your thumbnails. You try to figure out a way to phrase it, how to make him understand, or at least 50% less pissed. I know, I should have told you. I wanted to keep the ranking politics and our stuff separate. I thought it'd be easier that way. And as selfish as it sounds, being with you, sometimes it just felt like my only respite from all the crazy stuff going on in my life. Meanwhile, being with you always felt like being caught in a tornado. In any case, I appreciate you putting in so much effort to keep what's between us. But I need to know. Ian's eyes shine as he finally raises them to meet yours, though he does his damnedest to keep his expression neutral. Did you mean what you said back there? Did you only get to know me so you could use me? No, but Pixelberry doesn't give us any other choice. Yikes. So he had her then. I already told you how I feel about you. I never lie to you about anything when it comes to us, and how we feel about each other. I want to believe you, Blair, but surely you understand why I would have trouble doing that right now. I know, and I get it, but I hope that you won't let the petty words of someone who absolutely hates me get between us now. He sighs, raking a hand through his hair. I'm sorry I didn't tell you what was going on. I just wanted to keep you out of the mess that has been my life for the past year. But don't you understand that I want to be part of that mess? I want to be there for you, Blair. Well, to tell you the truth, I don't quite know what to say at the moment. So, what? That's it? One little bump in the road and you're back to freezing me out? I'd hardly call seeing what just happened on stage, learning all about your double life, one little bump. Ian kicks away from the desk, striding towards you. He stops right in front of you, his face flushed. I feel like I don't know who you are anymore. I can't believe you're questioning my intentions after I saved your job. And I know exactly who I am. I always have. I'm resilient, bold, smart, and I used all of that to banish Poppy Mint Sinclair from the school like the banshee she is. I kept you from being fired because I'm not the heartless monster you think I'm becoming. So you're lying to yourself if you're saying you don't recognize me. But if you don't like what you see, you're free to walk away right now. But he doesn't walk away. In fact, now that you've stopped yelling, you wonder, when did he get so close? I'm not leaving, and maybe I was wrong. You are everything I thought you'd be the night we met, and even more maddening. You may be incredibly sexy when you try to put me in your place, or my place, but it won't work. The air sizzles and crackles between the two of you, anger and deeper excitement shivering over your skin as you hold his fiery gaze. Assert your dominance in a steamy hookup in Ian's office to release the tension building between the two of you.
Spank me, Daddy!
What? It's time for a lesson. You grab his tie and start tugging him across the office. When you reach his desk, you push him down into his chair and climb up to straddle his lap. He sighs out your name, grabbing hold of your hips. Blair. You know, Ian, it's a little hypocritical of you to be so needy for my attention right after you said all those mean things to me. You roll your hips against his and he groans, but when his fingers tighten against your hips, you take his hands and pin them to the backrest. Why should I give you what you want right now? You need to learn a lesson first. He licks his lips at your stern tone, his hands flexing, but he doesn't try to pull out of your grip. His gaze is still dark. Are you gonna make me beg? I'm gonna make you sit and watch while you keep your hands to yourself. You only get your reward if you're good. He lets out a frustrated sound, and you tighten your grip on his wrist. From this close, you can see his pupils dilate with want. You lean down to whisper harshly into his ear, enjoying the thrill of power that rushes through you. You've been giving me a hard time lately, Ian. We play by my rules today. Will you be a good and do as I say? His jaw clenches in defiance, but when you bite hard on his earlobe, he groans, voice breaking. Yes, I'll do anything. You brush a kiss to his jaw, hearing him suck in a sharp breath before you get off of his lap. Eyes on me, Ian. You start wriggling out of your clothes, watching Ian's teeth catch his lower lip as he sits rigid in his chair. I'll spice up my striptease by touching myself seductively. You sling a foot up on the chair beside his legs and reach for the strap of your stiletto. You unbuckle the shoe and run your hand up your leg. His eyes follow the movement, and his fingers clench at his sides like he's barely stopping himself from reaching for you. You're better at restraining yourself than I thought. You kick off your other shoe and then shimmy out of the rest of your clothing. He bites his lip when you're just in your underwear before him. Then you start sashaying your hips while your hands run over your stomach, up your sides, before bringing them around to cup your breasts. Blair. Like the show? His hands trail down his chest, and you narrow your eyes in warning. Hands at your side. With a strangled moan, he presses his hands into the seat cushion. Much better. You walk right up to him with a sway in your hips, leaning in to press a quick kiss to his lips, but backing off when he tries to deepen it. Your turn. You unbutton his suit jacket, the subtle brush of your fingers against his chest making him tighten his jaw in restraint. His jacket cast aside, you expertly undo his bow tie, but pause as you start unbuttoning his shirt. Kiss his neck. You prop a knee on the chair beside his hip, returning to undoing his buttons as you lean in and brush your lips against his neck. He bites back a quiet moan, but once you've opened in the last button and pushed the shirt off his shoulders, you nip his throat, and he gasps. Oh, Blair. His hands twitch at his sides, and he tightens them into fists as you open your mouth and swipe your tongue against the faint mark left by your teeth. Yes, Ian? More. He swallows, and you chase the pop of his Adam's apple with your lips before sucking on the sensitive spot beneath his ear. You don't let your fingers touch his skin, completely avoiding his bare chest as you lower your hands instead to the work on the clasp of his belt. He lifts his hips into the touch, but at a click of your tongue, he sits obediently back down. You're going to drive me crazy. I already did. Slowly, you pull down the zipper, simultaneously pressing open-mouth kisses down the side of his neck, the cedarwood hints of his cologne wafting off of his skin. You look great like this. Blair, please. His voice is low, gravelly, his gaze hazy, but your eyes catch him on his undone bow tie draped over his desk. You pluck it and hold it in front of his face. I have a good idea. Around the silken tie of his chest, and before looping it around his neck and using it to pull him closer. How do you feel about using a prop? He quickly tips his chin up to nip your lower lip. Then he sucks it into his mouth, running his tongue along it and making you shiver. I think that's an excellent idea. You indulge him for a moment before opening your mouth to his and kissing him slowly until he groans. Then you push him roughly back against his chair. Good, because I want you to tie me up. Step back, crossing your wrists in front of you. Ian breaths out a quiet, "Oh my God," under his breath as he stands. He takes the bow tie from around his neck and wraps it around your wrists several times, the silk snug as it binds you. He gives a sharp tug, and your breath catches. His eyes lock on yours, centimeters between your lips, and you feel a thrill in your stomach. Too tight? It's perfect. Do I have permission to kiss you? You pretend to consider it for a moment, and his gaze darkens again, jaw tensing in frustration. Blair. You've been good, so kiss me, Ian. That's an order. He crashes his lips to yours, all his frustration channeled into the demanding kiss, his mouth insistent against yours. Ian. You lift your bound wrists, looping him over his neck, as he kisses along your jaw, keeping his hands to his sides. As he suckles down your neck, you jerk or gasp, jerking forward so that your body is pressed to his. You can touch me now. His hands are like embers on your body, stoking the fire within you as you caress your sides, squeezing your thighs, and take hold of your ass and pull you tighter to him. God, I want you, Blair. You moan as his hands slip down the back of your underwear, knead your flesh as he rolls his hips against you. I want this against the bookshelf. He takes your hips and guides you to the bookshelf until your back is pressed against the old, well-kept volumes. You lift your bound hands and pins them over your head as he kisses down your chest, sucking against the curves of your breasts. I fantasized 100 ways of taking you in my office, but I hadn't figured the bookshelf into it yet. Then you better start getting more imaginative. You moan as he lifts one of your legs, hooking it over his hip so he can step closer. You tip your head to the side as he mouths at your neck, rocking against him and feeling him chuckle. Seeing how needy you've gotten is giving me plenty of ideas. Your leg slips off his hip, and you jolt as his fingers slide under the waistband of your underwear and tease against you. Ian. Your head falls back against the books as he strokes you, his other hand keeping your wrists pinned high. You roll your hips against his touch, panting. All too soon, his teasing touch retreats, and you let out a groan of frustration. Patience, Blair. He tugs one of the straps of your garters, letting it snap back against your thigh before unclipping them from your stockings. He lowers your panties, and you step out of them impatiently, only to cry out as his hand moves between your legs again. I can't wait any longer. He turns you around, you hear the rustling of fabric as he lowers his pants out of the way. Then you both groan as he pushes into you. Oh, yeah, God. He grabs your hip with one hand, his other holding your bound hands high above your head. You moan and widen your stance, feeling him sink deeper. Please. You hardly know what you're pleading for. Pleasure making your head fog. You barely feel the silk digging into your wrists. Tell me what you want, Blair. I want you. He curses, forehead pressed into the back of your neck as his hips snap rapidly. He groans your name in a guttural voice, and your body starts to tingle. Don't stop. Scream out the demand, and then your breath catches, and pleasure, unlike any you've known, bulldozes through you, wiping your mind blank. Once you finally caught your breath, you gather up your clothing and get dressed. You perch an arm of a chair and watch Ian do up the last of the buttons on his dress shirt, completely content and glad that once again everything is solved thanks to the power of sex. Thanks, sex. We should get in fights more often if they're that easily resolved. Blair, everything is not merely okay again. Oh, then why do you people do this? What? But we just had make-up sex. You can't make up sex, you know, without making up. Yes, you can. If only it were that simple. This is not how you're imagining the evening going. He sees the look on your face and takes your hand, kissing the back of it softly before pulling you into his arms, his cheek resting on the top of your head. Blair, you know that I find you beautiful, sexy, and almost annoyingly irresistible. Check, check, and check. Thank you very much. Still, your heart hammers in your chest as you clutch more tightly to him, wondering where this conversation is going. I'm drawn to you in ways that I can scarcely understand. Everything would be so much easier if I could just get you out of my head. Sometimes I wish I could forget about you. I don't. Not when we have so much fun together. Whatever the reasons that brought us together, I'm glad it happened. As much as I'd like to deny it, and as much as conflicted as I feel right now, I could never regret knowing you, Blair. He pulls back to look you in the eye, searching for something. It's clear he's worried about being hurt by you again, but he also seems worried he won't be able to stop himself no matter the cost. Blair, I need you to tell me, and tell me honestly. Is this real? Are we real? Ian, you're the most real thing in my life. This has been the craziest year. I've only gotten through it by knowing you would be there to be my safe haven from it all. There may have been some things I lied about and some things I withheld, but I need you to know that I would never lie about the way I feel about you. He gazes in your eyes a moment longer, stroking your cheek softly, before he kisses you on the forehead and steps away. If it's alright, I'll head back first, so no one gets suspicious. Before you can even get your bearings, he turns and walks towards the door. Ian... But he doesn't turn back around, and then he's gone. A little while later, you head back to the ballroom, giving Ian a few minutes head start before you slip back inside. Or inside yourself. You haven't gone more than 2 steps inside before Zoe runs up to you as fast as her embellished high-heeled Jimmy Choos can carry her. Girl, where have you been? Thinking. And why are you all wet? Well, there's 2 reasons for that. I don't even know where to begin. It's then you notice the energy in the ballroom has changed. The alums seem oblivious, but most of the students have gathered in clusters around their phones. And worst, they've just started to notice your re-entry to the ballroom, and more heads are turning your way. Zoe, what's going on? I think Poppy got her last dig in. You don't know? She shoves her phone in your face and you take it, your eyes going wide as you skim the article on the front page. School's over, thoroughbreds, and it looks like so is a certain professor's career. Oops. Looks like our new Queen Bee needs to take better care of her private information. I hope you all have a wonderful summer and rest up. You're going to need your strength for senior year. Hashtag Belvoire Coupe de Grace. Kisses X. What? Who? This can't be happening right now. This has to be Bobby's doing, right? When I get my hands on her... No, wait, so... I deleted all the copies from her phone. And Cloud, burned the hard copy. She doesn't have these pics anymore. Because you thought the person that took them just magically deleted them too, right? Plus... we had this weird truce moment outside after we fought in the fountain. so I'm not sure she would even at this point. I have so many questions I want to ask, and I'm so bummed that this isn't the time. What we need to do is minimize the damage. We need to stop everyone from seeing this update. I hate to break it to you, babe, but look around. It's a little late for that. As the hushed chatter in the room starts to build to a dull roar, even the non-students start to perk up to something going on. Thomas dashes past you, but jerks to halt as Zoe catches him by the sleeve. Styles, what the hell's going on? Why did you approve this? These photos are barely proof of anything. Exactly. Look, Blair, I wouldn't have approved this anyway out of courtesy to you, but the lack of journalistic integrity in this post seriously makes me want to die. Wait, so you didn't give this the okay? You and Zoe exchange a look while Thomas runs a hand through his hair, staring down at his phone screen like he still can't believe it. Please tell me you know who did this, and that you're about to delete the post. I would love to tell you that, but I can't, because A, I have no idea who it is, and B, I'm completely locked out of the tea. Me too, the anonymous submission page is totally gone. What? The staff in attendance have started whispering around you too. You gaze around the room until your eyes finally lock on Ian's. Maybe everyone will forget about it over the summer, before we even get back for senior year. That's when you see someone else standing just behind Ian. Some of us might not have that long. Yowza! Voice of God! Well, I wish I had my thing for this. Oh, boy. Well, junior year certainly ended with a bang. But the real question is, will Blair make it back to Belvoire for another year? I guess the real question is, what genius is behind this hostile takeover? And why, oh why, do they have it out for precious Blair Hughes? Well, dear readers, I guess you'll have to wait around and find out next fall, when school's back in session. Until then, guesses X. Oh, wait, hold on. Congratulations, recruiting a full posse has unlocked a special bonus scene with a sneak peek at Book 2. 2 months later, you're on the beach, soaking up the rays when a shadow blocks your light. You're about to tell someone off when you open your eyes and see... Ian. One frozen peach daiquiri as requested. Oh my god, you are a lifesaver. Are you really drinking an old-fashioned on a beach vacation? Vacation is no reason to compromise my brand. Adorable. Nothing says stuffy academic like bourbon and vermouth on the beach. Are you going to stop teasing me long enough to say thank you for the drink? Okay, thank you kindly. I also insist that you try this cold, sweet, icy goodness. We both deserve to relax. Everything that happened this year has been a god-awful nightmare. Yes, it certainly had its highs and lows. Are you worried about the pictures? Of course, but it's hard for me to regret the circumstances leading up to it. He grants you a small smile. Now that I'm at the top of the Belvoire, I feel like I have an even bigger target on my back, and I've pulled you into the danger zone. Well, worry about the future. In the future. Wasn't the reason we came out to Miami to leave Belvoire and all of its uncertainty in New York? To get lost in the crowd, to actually have a moment to enjoy ourselves and each other? And don't forget celebrating the fact that you're technically not currently my teacher or boss. He chuckles and raises his glass to you. You clink your drink against his, and you both take a sip. You're right, we should make the most of this time while we have it. Let's start with a very public makeout. To your surprise, Ian sets your glasses down on the sand. He pulls you to your feet and sweeps you in a kiss that is hotter than the sand on your bare feet. He arches your back, kissing you deeper and more desperately, like he's just returned home from a war. Is this unprofessional enough for you? Not nearly. The taste of whiskey on his lips meets the icy sweetness of your daiquiri as he explores your mouth with his tongue and your back, and hips with his hands.
Laughing, happily, dizzy with longing, you pull yourself and Ian down on the sand, cuddling up in his arms. Can I just say I'm so glad you suggested this trip? Just then, Ian's phone buzzes with an email and you glance over at the notification drops down on the screen. This is the official notice. Oh no, that can't be good.
We may as well read it together. You're as involved as I am.
This is an official notice that will be conducting a disciplinary hearing before the school board. This is in regards to the photos posted to the student blog The Tea at the conclusion of last term. I hope this issue can be resolved without significant hardship, but you must understand that the board wishes to protect their institution and its reputation. Consider yourself on administrative leave pending the resolution of this matter. Do enjoy the rest of your summer vacation, and I hope to see you upon your return to New York. Best, Dean Margaret Steinhelm.
Oh god. I knew this was coming. I had only hoped I wouldn't have to think about it for a couple more weeks.
Ian, they're not gonna fire you. They can. We're gonna fight, and you're gonna get through this job. Or with your job intact.
I do appreciate your optimism and your fighting spirit. It gives me hope.
It's just not fair. I thought this was all over.
I'd hope so as well. You really don't know anything about this mysterious hacker who leaked the photos?
Not at all, I swear. I just read every copy Poppy had.
Except for the person who literally and figuratively took the pictures, you dummy.
This time, it's your phone that buzzes, the screen lighting up with a text from an unknown sender. What the hell? I see you. Bet you don't see me. But you will. Can't wait for next year, Blair Hughes. Kisses! The unknown sender sends another text, and it's a picture of you and Ian right here on this very beach.
What the hell is this?
As you look up from your screen in horror, you cast your gaze around the beach in a panic. Where? Dozens of tourists with cameras and beach gear, big umbrellas fill the beach. Dozens of people taking selfies and texting and making calls. Not a single clue who could be watching you right now. Uh-oh, Farmsville, looks like X is hot on your trail. Can you use your newfound rep to fend them off next year? We'll be watching with bated breath. Kisses. The T. Thought it was the X. We hope you enjoyed Queen Bee Book 1. See you soon, senior year. Kisses, the Queen Bee writers. Well, it was not a bad book. Let me know what you guys think about the book. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What did you feel? So, you know what to do. It's up on your screen. I want to take a quick moment to say the following. I hope you all did enjoy what I do. I hope you continue to do, and do enjoy, because I put my heart and soul into this. I put my heart and soul into this because of you. I don't do this for me. There is no luxury, sports sedan or even anything remotely even close to, and a lot of people, especially my friends, question why I do this. Especially the hardships and everything that have befallen me and the whole 9 yards. I do this because it's for you guys. That's it. It's simply that easy to answer. And also the reason why I continue to be the person I am and try and do the most possible goodness I can do every single day is because the person that I once loved. To do anything disrespectful, to do anything wrong, would be to besmirch her memory and who she was and everything she made me into being. And I don't want to do that. I would rather end my own existence than do that. So that is one of the reasons why I'm sure you've seen a couple videos up on my channel recently. Because finally, after getting all the pieces of puzzle together, I wanted to clear my name. And I also wanted to expose the person who, I guess in a way, because this book is full of drama, I wanted to expose the T, or X in this case. And I did very much that. Anyone and everyone who goes and is hurt like that should have a fighting chance to defend themselves, especially when falsely accused. And I will support anyone that ever has to go through that. So, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you all later. Peace.